Jeff Bezos, one of my enemies in this world, as all the billionaires are. Jeff Bezos has found a way to make life even more miserable for his employees. Take a look at this headline. Jeff Bezos housekeepers got UTIs from lack of bathroom access, according to a lawsuit. So what's in this lawsuit? Well, I'm glad you asked. According to Jezebel, Mercedes Wada, one of Jeff Bezos' former housekeepers, alleges that employees were forced to work extended shifts for as long as 14 hours without breaks. And there was no reasonably accessible bathroom for the housekeepers, among a laundry list of other unsafe and unsanitary working conditions. And the details laid out by Wada are pretty jarring. For about 18 months, in order to use the bathroom, plaintiffs, so Wada and other housekeepers were forced to climb out of the laundry room window to the outside, then run along a path to the mechanical room, through the mechanical room, and downstairs to a bathroom. This toilet was used by both men and women. At one point, the housekeepers were told to use the bathroom attached to a security room where security guards monitored cameras on the property. But guards denied them access because it was decided that housekeepers using the bathroom was a breach of security protocol. As a result of inadequate bathroom access, the lawsuit says housekeepers frequently developed urinary tract infections. So if you don't go to the bathroom for some time, it's not very good for you. You're supposed to go when you have to go. And if you do not do that, you can get UTIs, which these housekeepers did. Furthermore, Wada says in the suit that in 2019, she and other Hispanic employees were told to work around a family without being seen. Employers discriminated against the plaintiff, Wada, because of her race, forced her to work long hours without rest or meal breaks. So that's disgusting, to not be seen by the other people in the house, specifically the employees who were Hispanic were not supposed to be seen and use these bathrooms. This is extremely similar to some previous claims about how Amazon employees were treated, which you might remember. So Amazon lied about these initial allegations that truck drivers were peeing in water bottles. Amazon denied the stories of workers peeing in water bottles. After receiving a flood of evidence in return, they had to apologize and come clean. Amazon admitted it was wrong to suggest its workforce never needs to pee in bottles on the job. So that was a big scandal because workers were describing the terrible working conditions. Then Amazon came forth and said this isn't happening. And then after tons of evidence coming forth, so photographs and then internal emails revealing that Amazon knew this was going on, then they finally apologized and acknowledged what was going on. Keep in mind that Jeff Bezos makes $2,000 a second, which is twice what the median worker in the United States makes in 1 week. And his house staff and his employees at Amazon are treated like they are less than human. Jackson, I want to bring you in here. What are your thoughts on this?
So I think, this is definitely one of the greater examples of someone or some individual entity, whether that be a person or a corporation or a country or whatever, state, whatever, having too much power consolidated into, one force, one center. And importantly, as you pointed out, Amazon, these are the types of practices that Jeff Bezos's companies are rather known for. So it's not like it's unbelievable, like this is the first time we've seen these types of accusations. These types of lawsuits go up against Bezos. And importantly as well, when people are in Jeff Bezos's position, as you pointed out, making $2,000 a second, having an organization, it's not just Amazon, but everything that Amazon owns and all the other stuff that Jeff Bezos owns that we have no clue about. When you have a portfolio that's that deep, you don't know what the hell is going on in all of these companies. There's no way. And so these types of malpractices, he could just pay his way out of this. That's the result. That's the reality of it. He could fix this situation real quick, or he could not. Either way, he's still going to be where he is in society. Again, this is a beautiful example of why monopolies need to be broken up and can't be allowed to get too big. Otherwise, what can you do?
Yeah, this could be a multi-million-dollar settlement. And you make a good point. It could be a drop in the ocean for Jeff Bezos compared to the wealth that he has. I heard an interesting theory that the reason Jeff Bezos has these practices is because he's a cyborg and he actually doesn't need to pee himself. So he doesn't understand what that's like.
Does not compute.
Yeah, that's giving him too much credit, in my opinion. I think so. Him not having a bladder, he just doesn't have a soul. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
These kinds of like divided practices across race in his warehouses, where you have overwhelmingly white supervisors, overwhelmingly black workers under these supervisors. Here you've got racial divisions within his housekeeping staff, right? The Hispanic workers were forced to go and use a completely different bathroom than the white staff that was staying in the house. Like that was a big part of why this story was so scandalous. And so as much as this is about divisions across class, it's also about divisions across race. And that's really how companies like Amazon maintain their power, by picking some people and saying, hey, like we can make you a manager, selling them a dream, right? Saying we're gonna promote you. Now you're slightly above all of the other workers, and now you're gonna do the bidding of Amazon and preach their union busting to the rest of the employees. It's really this divide and conquer mentality, and it runs so deep that he's got it in his own house. So are you on the cyborg team, Jackson?
No, I'm on the team of he's just too powerful and doesn't really care, because who's going to do anything about it? And ultimately, I think that that's one of the more important things that people need to understand about power in and of itself, and why the political process is so important to stay involved with, because human beings are malleable. We work the way we work, and when any of us are given too much power, we care less, because why should we care more? And so I'm saying that to say, everyone has varying degrees of malice or goodness or whatever you want to call it. However, we're all human. So no, Jeff Bezos is just too powerful and he doesn't care.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, this idea, I'm gonna push back on this, Jackson. The idea that's sold to us that power corrupts people, I don't buy into, because I think that's a part of the dominant narrative, so that benevolent people and working people don't end up seeking and realizing their power. They're like, well, I heard power's bad and I would become a bad person if I got power. And then so frequently, people who should have power, who wanna fight for people, don't seek it. So I think, maybe Jackson.
Well, I mean, varying degrees, but I don't think anyone should be as wealthy and single-handedly powerful as Jeff Bezos. I don't really think anybody's really equipped to handle that. So
no, yeah, no one should.
That'd be a good topic. We could do a whole episode on something on just discussing that. That'd be interesting.
I think we should.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, for sure.
But to be clear, I agree. No one should have $1 billion.
Yeah.